Hey, how's it going everybody? Today we're going to be putting the Genshin characters on a hiking trail. A 30-mile hiking trail to be specific. Now 30 miles equates to about 12 hours, I believe. I did a bit of the maths, but they're not going to be alone. Nah. They're going to have a randomly selected partner with the spinny wheel, which is basically a part of like every second tier list we do at this point. Now, we've also added a couple of characters and made our own template. So now Paimon is here, also popular demand Dainsliff, and a couple of other characters that you guys suggested. So we have Madam Ping, Dottore, Yingar, and Timaeus, because why not? So we're gonna be confiscating the visions real quick, no elemental powers, and yeah, let's get into our first pair of the day. Damn. All right, we kind of have a powerhouse for the first character, damn. I hope she gets along with her partner though. Bruh, really? Bro, it's the first pair. Now, although they haven't had that big of an interaction, these characters have actually met before. Okay, so right off the bat, in terms of survival skills, even though it's not a super survival scenario, I mean, we do have the gets lost and eaten by a bear at the bottom, but that's just for the directionally challenged, which neither of these two are. In terms of how they would get along, they're just both kind of quiet and chill, although Xiao's a bit of an angry boy. I don't think he's gonna have much of a problem with someone who's as composed and sophisticated as Yelan. So I'm not gonna say, wait, they are kind of perfect. Yeah, so they're gonna be well packed. They're gonna know how to pace themselves. They're not gonna have to ask for directions or anything. Yeah, you know what? I was debating on calm and composed, but they're also just the perfect hiking duo. Like, they're kind of peak. I don't think there's gonna be many teams that surpass these two. But let's get into the second pairing. Okay. We're getting a lot of the good hikers out of the way. Like, I feel like Shinobu's gonna be really good at this. Wait. Do you think Shinobu ever met Baizhu when she was studying in Liyue? Maybe. In terms of how they would get along, I think they'd be perfectly fine. They're both really chill. Shinobu's a bit angry sometimes, but that's only with slightly incompetent individuals. The only issue with this, I haven't played Baiju's story quest yet, mind you, is that I don't think Baizhu has the most stamina. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But besides for that one issue, and the hike potentially being a little longer than usual, I think they're gonna be calm and composed. Yeah, they're not perfect by any means, but they both have a good head on their shoulders, and yeah. The next pair. Yes! Dottore's debut and his partner. Oh god. See, I don't know how Dottore gonna be in a situation. I'm just wondering. Okay. Oh no no no. Oh no. Okay, so Dottore and Dea are going for a nice hike through the mountains. Why do I feel like one of them isn't coming back from this trip? Now, we don't know Dottore's whole backstory yet, but he's a little bit of a mischievous rascal, to say the least. I'm being very nice when I say that. With that in mind, when you take a girl who has justice as one of her key mottos, and a guy who experiments on children, yeah, they're not gonna mesh really well. But if we take that out of the equation, are they gonna be awkward? Yes. Are they gonna argue? Yes. The thing is, I think Daya's the type who's gonna argue with him, but Dottore gonna just be like, yeah, whatever. Like, I don't think he's gonna care. I'm gonna put them in the arguing duo though. Like, potentially one of their bodies isn't coming back. Like, Daya might potentially try to murder Dottore on this trip for Kale, right? But I'm just gonna put them in the arguing duo. Like, there isn't a homicide category, and I don't really feel like adding one. Maybe later, but for now we're gonna leave them there.
The next team.
Eula seems like the type of chick who just goes on morning jogs. So she might have a good stamina, and she's also part of the Knights. Okay. Mademoiselle Nilou. So Eula and Nilou, this is a pretty well-grounded duo again. Yeah, dude, we're getting a lot of the chill characters together. But anyway, Eula's part of like the survey corps of the Knights of Favonius, if you will. Meanwhile, as Nilou's a dancer, and bro, dancers need to have like a lot of cardio. They need to have a lot of stamina. So I don't think any of them are gonna suffer like physically. In terms of directions, Eula's gonna be like the mapping lady. I think she'd have that down. You know what? Are they perfect? Kind of, yeah. Like maybe Nilou forgets to bring a thing or two, but Eula would compensate for that because she'd be super well prepared. Yeah, they're gonna be sociable probably as well, but I'm just gonna put them in the perfect hiking duo. I don't think Eula's gonna want to exact vengeance on Nilou either because she's really nice. But yeah, we're gonna put them there. Alhaitham has been seen to be really in shape, hasn't he? Like, I know he's a bit of a nerd, but he kind of has like a good build, if you will. Okay, these two, okay. Okay, so Faruzan and Alhaitham. This is an interesting duo. The thing is, they're both insanely smart. They both have pretty good endurance and stamina, I believe. Maybe Faruzan lacks a bit in that department because of her age. And she did get a little tired in that desert during the new event. Now, I think Faruzan might annoy Alhaitham a bit because she's super talkative, and Alhaitham strikes me as the guy who plans like a shortcut to take just to get this over with as quickly as possible. So I'm not necessarily gonna put them in the arguing duo, or should I? Oh, this is tricky because these two can go in so many spots. I'll put them in the awkward duo, yeah, because I think after a while, Alhaitham is just gonna blatantly ignore Faruzan because she talks so much. It's tricky, but I'm gonna leave them there.
Next pair. Okay.
It's the main character. Lumine pretty much gets along with everybody, except for maybe Dottore, but he's out of the picture now. Okay, interesting. Okay, so Xinyan and Lumine. Now, they're gonna get along just fine. I don't think they're gonna have any issues in that department. The Traveler, or Lumine, is basically a world-class hiker anyway. So she's gonna have all the supplies ready. They're not gonna need to ask for help. The thing is, with Xinyan, would she be used to hiking at all? She definitely doesn't strike me as someone who's out of shape though. And I don't think they're gonna be starved for conversation topics in any way, because Xinyan is like the most outgoing person, or at least one of them. So paired with the quiet Lumine, who's not shy, mind you, like she just doesn't talk that much. Even though I think this might be carried by Lumine a bit, I'm still gonna put them in the perfect hiking duo, because Lumine is basically just a one-woman army, like, and I don't think Xinyan's gonna be that bad either. Yeah, just the perfect hiking duo. I swear, someone better pack some shoes for Nahida to wear on this hike. She's gonna stub her toe. Okay, wait, this is weird. Oh my god, this is weird. So we got Nahida and Yae Miko. these two interacting would be interesting. Weirdly enough, I feel like Nahida is one of those few characters that Miko can't really get to. Like, she might try to poke fun at her, but Nahida's just like, don't underestimate the god of wisdom, fox lady. Yes, okay. So with that in mind, this is tricky because I don't think either of them are like super duper like stamina driven people, especially Miko. I don't think she's used to hiking. And funny enough, Nahida 100% strikes me as that girl who packs so much stuff. Like, she seems like she might be a bit over prepared while Miko's under prepared. So with that in mind, ooh, we have one category for each. I'm gonna say overly prepared because of Nahida. Miko's just gonna bring like 2 bottles of water and some books to read when they take breaks, while Nahida has this massive backpack on her small little shoulders. I'm just picturing that right now. That's adorable. Wait, I want to go hiking with Nahida now. But anyway, I don't think they're gonna argue or anything. Like, once Miko realizes that Nahida's too big-brained, I think they would be on similar wavelengths. So I'll put them here. Yes. Yunjin? Okay, she's probably pretty good actually. She might lack a bit though. Who's the partner? These are 2 character names I never thought I'd see next to each other. I think in terms of how they would get along, it'd be pretty good because they're both relatively social people. Yes, Mona can be a little sassy, but she's usually only sassy with a certain kind of people. In terms of stamina though, I don't think Mona's gonna have the most. Actually, would she? I don't think she'd be that bad. I might need to give her some credit there. Because that broke life, man, I feel like she has to have some cardio in her. Ooh, wait, maybe she scry-glassed the trip. Yeah, so she knows which is the safest and quickest path to take to the top. So that would be pretty cool. And Yunjin and her would just talk a whole bunch because Yunjin's similar to Nilu in the sense that they're both like dancers. Even though Yunjin's related to the performing arts as a whole, I think she would have a lot of stamina. So you know what? This is gonna be maybe not the most perfect because Mona's not gonna have the most stuff brought. Like, she doesn't seem like the type who's gonna bring food. She's gonna expect Yunjin to bring all the food. And Yunjin, I feel like, would probably bring a little bit extra, but mostly just for herself. So Mona would probably be starving for this entire trip. But I'll put them in just the sociable duo because they seem like the type who would just talk a lot and exchange pleasantries. Yeah. Bro, this is not the environment for Lisa. Wait, what if she gets paired with Jean or something? That'd be cool.
Nah.
Guys, this is such a carry. Wait, okay. Now, guys. Lisa is not the most, how you say, well-in-shape character. Like, she's not gonna have the most stamina. She even, like, comments on it herself. Like, she's a librarian. She doesn't like to just run around in the wild like crazy. But Kazuha does. Okay. Even with Lisa's shortcomings in terms of, like, stamina and everything, I think with occasional breaks, she would be fine. And she would be the map lady. Yes, because she 100% strikes me as the girl who's like, all right, so we have to take a turn here. This would be a good spot to rest. Meanwhile, as Kazuha, since he's so used to just wandering the wilds, I think he would just go wherever. But Lisa's the girl who keeps him on track. Yes, okay. With that in mind, where would they go? Would they be perfect? I'm not gonna say 100% perfect because they both might have little shortcomings. I'm gonna put them in the calm and composed duo. Yeah, because both of these characters seem really chill and relaxed. And Lisa? I think she might engage with a little bit of flirting with Kazuha. Yes, 100% she's doing that. But anyway, it's gonna be a calm and composed, pretty good hike overall, I think. Yeah. Oh, this man is gonna be good. I just kind of worry for his partner. I hope it's not someone who's super, like, strong or built. Okay. Ooh. Would Tartaglia challenge Aether to a fight? Now, this is a powerhouse duo right off the bat. The only issue I might have is Tartaglia potentially wanting a rematch with Aether, just fighting to the death in the middle of the woods. But we'll say he leaves that for after the trip. So Aether is just the male version of Lumine. He's gonna be an expert hiker, and Tartaglia is from Snezhnaya, so he's gonna be a bit of a powerhouse too. So I think they would both know to pack enough water and food. They both also have top tier stamina. Yeah, this is a very simple one, but it is a perfect hiking duo. Paimon is making her debut on a hiking trail, which requires walking, I just realized. But anyway, she can fly, she gets tired, okay? Her wings get tired. I can't, oh no. I was literally saying before, all the good hikers are getting paired together. Now we have these two. So let's start with A. So she's a bit of a shut-in. In terms of directions, she's just gonna have no idea where the heck they are. But at the same time, she's never gonna run out of stamina. So it's not like her life is in danger, but she would 100% get lost on her own. Now with Paimon as her tour guide, this is where it gets a little weird, because Paimon, does she have a good sense of direction? See, I don't know if it's her or Aether or Lumine who has the good sense of direction. Either way, I think it's more than likely, if Paimon is with someone like A, that she might be a little stressed out and might not have like the most composure in a situation like this. Like, yes, she's familiar with A, but if the traveler's not there, I don't think it would work out so well, you feel me? Either way, they're gonna be perfectly fine. Like, Paimon can fly over the trees and find out where to go, but originally, I think they're gonna get lost. Yeah, 100%. The next pair. So we have trainee Forest Ranger Kale. She's gonna be pretty good, I think. Ooh. Okay, that's pretty good. I like that. So now we have Thoma and Kale. I kind of like this duo a lot. So in terms of interactions, we have the most outgoing, sociable guy in the world paired with the quiet, doesn't really like to talk to people partner. But besides for that, in terms of like fitness and everything, Kale might have been at a disadvantage in the past because of her Elazar. Now that that's gone, I think she'd probably be pretty good. Like, she's gonna be middle of the pack, mix that in with her Forest Ranger skills. Yeah, she's pretty awesome. And Thoma, my man, came from an entire different nation. Even though it was on boat, I feel like he still probably has a lot of that physical endurance and everything. And he also seems like the type of guy to pack a bunch of nice little lunch boxes and water. Yeah, they would both be really prepared for this trip. Would they be overly prepared? Yeah, okay, you know what? I'm gonna move this up. Let's move some things around here. Because I feel like overly prepared needs to be near the top, and we're gonna put them there. Because Kale seems like she's gonna pack a whole bunch of stuff, and the same with Thoma. But it's gonna be a nice trip. They'll both have some big backpacks, exchange some pleasantries, and I feel like Kale would probably open up to Thoma because he's just such a good reader of the vibe. Yeah, this would be a nice duo. I kind of like this a lot. Next pair. Speaking of overly prepared. Wait, Yao Yao is so top tier. It's ridiculous. Who it gonna be? Wait, this is the exact same as the last pair, except different vibes, but it's the same idea. So we have Rosaria and Yao Yao. Now, aren't they like kind of the same? Because Rosaria's the quiet girl who's not very sociable, but at the same time, she's not shy like Kale. So it's a little different. And Yao Yao's very similar to Thoma because she's so outgoing and caring and everything. Like Rosaria, I feel like would give her the cold shoulder for most of the trip and it would be really awkward. But even Rosaria, I think eventually would warm up to Yao Yao, because how can you not? She's so wholesome, bro. And she's gonna pack a bunch of like really cutely designed lunch boxes. She's gonna have all the first aid equipment in case they need it. And yeah, they're gonna be overly prepared, I think, because I think Rosaria is also gonna have a lot of stuff because she's used to surviving in some pretty rough conditions. Again, it's not a life and death scenario, but I think they might overpack. All right, so we have Timaeus's flirtatious girlfriend. If you guys don't know who this is, it's I'll explain after this. Hold up. Oh wait, that would have been hilarious. All right, so a flirtatious woman and Amber. Very interesting. So Amber and Ying are. Ooh. The thing is, we don't super know that much about her, but she's super flirtatious and really sociable. Like, this girl talks a lot, and she always sounds like she's trying to seduce you.
Isn't it time for you to drop the miss?
With that in mind, Amber's also a super talkative person. I'm gonna put them in the sociable duo. Yeah, because maybe Yingar makes food for them because she has that like motherly energy. So she would make sure Amber has all of her food groups. And yeah, I think it would be a pleasant trip overall. I think it'd be pretty good. The next pair. Next, we got Sucky Rose. I don't think is gonna be amazing. Very interesting. Wait, Sucrose and Candace. That's another like brain needs to process group. So Candace, I think, is gonna be pretty amazing on a hike because she seems like the type who has a whole bunch of stamina and doesn't really need to eat or drink like constantly because she's so used to the harsh environments of the desert that I feel like it's toughened her up. Even though this is just a hike, I think she'd be really good at it. In terms of Sucrose, I'm not questioning her stamina that much, except I kind of am. Because she strikes me as the person who's kind of just always chilling in a lab and is not running around a lot. So kind of the opposite of Candace. In terms of a dynamic though, wait, doesn't this kind of remind you of Lila and Candace? Like, if you guys remember that new event, Candace and Lila like met up and they have a bit of history together. So I think she treats Sucrose kind of like how she treats Lila. So pretty wholesome is what I mean. I'm gonna leave them in the calm and composed. Even though Sucrose gets a little nervous from time to time, I think Candace would be able to mellow her out. They would take breaks if Sucrose gets tired. Yeah, be a pretty chill squad. We had the student, now we have the master. We have another canon group. Yes, okay, wait. These two are literally perfect for this. Okay, so Albedo, even though he's similar to his student in the sense that he's always in a lab, he's also pretty much constantly in Dragonspine, which has one of the harshest environments, besides for the desert probably. But he probably has a pretty good stamina base, especially since he's, you know, not really human. And he also seems like the type to pack a bunch of stuff. Yeah, and Tagnari also seems like the type to pack a whole bunch of stuff. So Albedo would probably pack a bunch of food and water, while Tagnari's like the medical supply guy. Like, if their hike takes them through the forest, he's gonna be like, we have to watch out for these 30 different insects that could potentially bite us. And Albedo's here like, yeah, I don't think they really affect me. So with all that said, they're kind of perfect and also overly prepared. Yeah, like they're gonna be ready for this hiking trip. So potentially underprepared, but that physicality, like she's gonna be good. Okay. Interesting indeed. So we have Shenhe and Heizo. Wait, guys, Can you kind of imagine Hazo getting a little rizzy with Shenhe? Like, it's so easy to picture. Bro, every single tier list we have the wheel, Hazo is always getting paired with an older woman, and he's probably having the time of his life. In terms of how they would get along, I think they would be fine. I don't think it's gonna be awkward because Shenhe is so blunt and Hazo is a smooth talker. So I think they might actually get along pretty well. That might be a bit debatable though. I feel like Shenhe is the type of girl to go into this hike completely blind, yet she's gonna be perfectly fine. Like, she only needs one like 2-liter bottle for this 12-hour trip, and Hazo probably has like a big backpack of stuff. He's like, yeah, don't worry girl, I got the food, I got all this. And Shenhe's like, oh, I was just gonna eat the grass. Yes, okay, wait. I really wanna see this as a dynamic. With that in mind, I think they're just gonna be calm and composed. Yeah, actually that suits them pretty perfectly because Shenhe is never gonna get stressed and Hazo doesn't seem like the type to let pressure get to him either. So yeah. We got Madame Ningguang. Finally! Finally! Oh my god! Diluc finally gets paired with a partner who he isn't gonna wanna murder. So Diluc and Ningguang are such a powerhouse. Yeah, wait, these two are awesome! Because Diluc probably has the stamina of a bull. Because he's had a lot of just excursions. Like, remember when he went to Snezhnaya and had to survive in a really rough situation? Like, obviously we're not talking about survival skills, but in terms of endurance and being well prepared, I think he's gonna have it together. Meanwhile, as Ningguang, kind of the same situation, because she had a bit of an upbringing where she was broke and had to get through in really rough conditions. Like, the only issue is maybe her stamina isn't what it used to be, because now she's more in the political world. So it's a bit of a different ballpark, but I don't think it's going to affect her that badly. In terms of like how they're gonna socialize, they might talk a bit from time to time, but it's not gonna be a conversation where Diluc gets annoyed, which makes me really happy, okay? So with all of that in mind, perfect, yeah. I can't see that many issues with these two, besides for the slight issue with Ningguang's stamina. Potentially, but we're gonna keep them there. God, I want to go hiking with Yoimiya. Oh, that'd be so awesome. But then again, I just want to do everything with Yoimiya, I think. Yes! Yes! Oh my god, finally! I love this. I freaking love this team so much. Okay, so Yoimiya and Sino. Now I have to get the elephant out of the room. Yoimiya is gonna be that girl who appreciates Sino's jokes so much. And she's gonna be straight up with him too. Like, if one of the jokes doesn't hit, she's gonna be like, hey, what the heck is you on, boy? Like, I could see that so vividly. Okay, so in terms of socializing, these two are gonna get along perfectly. And Yoimiya seems like the type who would also enjoy some genius invocation TCG. Wait, I love these two. These two would be such genuine friends. It's ridiculous. That aside, in terms of a hiking trip, I think they're both gonna be pretty good. Both of their staminas, I don't think are gonna have many issues. The only thing is, Yoimiya might be a bit careless and underpack. But I think Sino would probably make up for the little bit of just supplies that Yoimiya forgets to bring. So where should we put them? They're definitely not calm and composed. Nah. It's kind of weird, but I'm gonna put them in the sociable duo. Yeah, I never thought we'd be putting Sino in the sociable duo. But I think Yoimiya would bring out his social side, and they would just be telling jokes for this entire trip. All right, so we have Layla. Interesting. You got paired with a really good partner, Layla. Okay. So we have Noelle and Layla. This is an interesting dynamic. Now, I think this group is gonna be a little carried by Noelle because she just seems like the type of girl who has like the biggest backpack imaginable and has like hundreds of pounds of things in there. But at the same time, she's like not even breaking a sweat. Like she's perfectly fine. And Layla's probably carrying nothing, but is super exhausted. Like I can kind of picture that. In terms of socializing, I think this would be a pretty quiet trip. Besides for Noelle constantly asking Layla if she's okay. Like, I can imagine they take a lot of breaks. And maybe halfway through the trip, because hiking is pretty exhausting, Layla would switch over to her other self, if you will. And then she'd probably be, like, better at it. But still, Noelle's gonna carry this, and I'm just gonna put them in overly prepared. Because Noelle probably brought enough stuff to feed, like, a small family for, like, a week. I can picture it so well. Just her in the ginormous backpack. Yes. Okay, Noelle. We have the angry cat. Wait, is Venti still on the list? Imagine she gets paired with Venti again.
Okay, that's like really far away. Nice.
Wait, no, I just looked at the wheel. This is not, oh, no. This is not gonna work at all. So we have So Skara and Diona. Now, let's get this out the way. They're gonna hate each other. Like, really hate each other. Because Diona's kind of just angry like a good portion of the time. Yes, Skara doesn't really drink, so that's kind of off the table. But I feel like she still might like pester him a little bit. Ooh, wait. What if, since she probably brought like a bunch of food, because she seems like the type to be well prepared, she keeps telling Skara to like eat her homemade sandwiches, but Skara doesn't really need to eat because he's like a puppet. So he's constantly like, no, keep that disgusting food to yourself. Yes! And that's why they would be bickering. So with that in mind, I think Diona might not be the most physically like capable person, but I don't think it will affect her that much. But I'm still gonna put them in the arguing duo. I don't think these two would get along, like at all. Kirara, we don't really know much about her. Okay, wait. Even though we know so little about Kirara, I feel like her and Sayu are like complete opposites, bro. Yes! Okay, because Kirara is like the delivery person, and they don't have cars in Tevat, so you know damn well she's running all over the place all the time. Meanwhile, as with Sayu, she's not going anywhere. She's the type of girl who stays in one place and takes naps all day long. So they're literally just opposites. But at the same time, I don't think Sayu's like unfit or anything, because she's a ninja, right? So I think her physicality is probably better than we actually think. With what I just said in mind, my one issue is that I feel like they might be kind of underprepared. Like their physicality is probably gonna be fine, but I'm not sure if they're gonna bring enough supplies for the trip. That's my only issue. It's the boy. It's the boy. I love Timaeus so much, guys. He's such a Giga Chat. I can't. Yes! No. Okay. Timaeus and Beidou, this is literally the epitome of Chadness. Like, you got the queen of the ladies and the king of the men. I don't care what any of you say. Now, in terms of physicality, Beidou, no issues there. But Timaeus, you know what? I'm gonna say he's gonna be perfectly not the most fine. I don't know. I don't think he's the most in shape, but I think he's gonna put in a lot of effort, and Beidou's gonna see that he's putting in a lot of effort. Yeah. In terms of conversations and everything, I think it's mostly just gonna be Beto getting drunk on the hiking trail and just telling Timaeus a bunch of stories. And Timaeus is probably like, whoa, that's so cool. You fought a dragon? Yes, he would be the attentive listener. So I'm gonna say these two, even with Timaeus' slight lack of physical, like, strength pretty much, I'm gonna put them in the perfect duo. I don't care what y'all say, Timaeus is a Chad. We're just gonna leave them there. I love Timaeus. We got Sarah. Sarah's gonna be perfectly fine. Sarah seems like a good hiking buddy. Yeah. Cursed. This is so cursed. No. So we have Dory and Sarah. Okay. Ooh, wait. What if, since Dory's like the black market dealer, she's probably used to having a lot of supplies on hand and having to run around a lot. Yeah, okay. So maybe Dory's not as bad as I initially thought. It's just in terms of them getting along, Dory's the type of person that Sarah wants to put in a jail cell. Absolutely. But in terms of physical strengths and preparedness, I think these two are going to be really good. Like, Sarah's also gonna bring a lot of provisions for the trip, and she just seems like the type of character that would go on hikes on her days off. Like, doesn't she seem like that? I feel like she does. But even though they're gonna be overly prepared and the perfect hiking duo, I'm still gonna put them in the duo that argues. Yeah, it's mostly just gonna be Sarah judging Dory's way of life. And even with everything Sarah's saying, Dory's still probably trying to sell her something. Like, yes. But nah, they would bicker a bunch. Yes. Purple Cat is gonna be pretty good, I think. But who's she gonna be paired with? She might get annoyed. Okay, so Klee and the Purple Cat. How the heck is this gonna work? Okay, so I've been saying this for a little bit now, but Purple Cat is kind of similar to Jean, except a little more harsh and to the point. So, with that in mind, I'm gonna say she's gonna be the insanely strict mother with her daughter on a hiking trip. I can see this so vividly, it's not even funny. Now, with that in mind, I think Cushing is gonna be super well prepared. She's gonna have a bunch of stuff ready for the trip, a lot of water, probably a lot of bandages, because Klee's probably gonna hurt herself from trying to burn the forest down. But with that in mind, I think Klee might also have probably quite a bit of stuff in her backpack, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be the most useful, like, stuff. And Cushing's like, girl, why did you bring all these explosives? We're going on a hike. And she's like, sorry, I just don't like being far from my Dodoko bombs. Or something like that. So, I don't think they're gonna be perfect because Klee is a little dangerous. I'm just gonna put them in the sociable duo, because maybe Cushing would argue a bit with Klee, telling her to get her stuff together. Yeah, you know what? I think Klee is gonna give Cushing a little bit of sass. Meanwhile, as Cushing is constantly trying to keep this child in control. So we're gonna put them in the arguing duo. Yeah. Doesn't Kokomi seem like such a cool travel buddy? Yes, I like this. Okay. Kokomi would be good on a hike. Wait, weren't these two paired? I swear, these two were paired once before. But anyway, so we have Barbara and Kokomi. Now, in terms of them getting along, I think they would get along swimmingly. Yeah, I just feel like their conversations would be really wholesome. In terms of physical strengths, this definitely strikes me as a duo that's gonna take a lot of breaks during the trip, but they're still gonna get to their destination. Like, Kokomi seems like the girl who's mapped this hike out to the T. Meanwhile, as Barbara's bringing a lot of food and snacks. Yeah, and even though they might not have the most stamina, because Kokomi's a tactician and she's not constantly like running around fighting, and Barbara's a nun in the church. But aside from that one weakness, I still think these two are gonna be a good duo, not the perfect squad, but very sociable. They're gonna eat a bunch of sandwiches, have nice talks and picnics along the hiking trail, and it would just be a nice thing, yeah. Why can I see Venti getting lost if he's under the influence? It depends who he's with, though. Yes, 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 yes! Perfect! Oh my god! So we have Fischl and Venti. I feel like these two are gonna get along so well, bro. I think even when Venti's sober, he would probably go along with Fischl's antics quite a bit, and it would be really wholesome, yes. Finally, Fischl gets paired with someone who can really appreciate her. With that in mind, the social aspect of things is gonna be amazing, but aside from that, actually I think they'd be pretty good. Because Venti is probably going to be like following the wind or something. And if they're going like up, like increasing in altitude, it would be a good chance for his following the wind powers to shine. And Fischl is part of the Adventurers Guild, so she probably has a good sense of directions. So you know what? This is going to be a good duo and a very sociable duo as well. Yeah. The land surveyor Mika. He's gonna be pretty good, I think. Yeah. Okay, so we have Zhang Dong and Mika. Wait, this is such a weird duo. Because Zhang Dong is such a heavy talker and is also very sociable, and Mika is kind of the opposite. He's not the most talkative individual. But aside from that, in terms of like the hike itself, Mika might carry this team a little bit, because he's probably gonna have a whole bunch of provisions as well as the entire area like memorized like it's the back of his hand. Meanwhile, Zhang Dong is just gonna go on this trip like it's a nice walk, which it pretty much is, to be honest. So I think they're gonna be good. However, I'm actually gonna put them in the awkward duo because these two don't seem like they're gonna have good chemistry. Like, I think Zhang Dong is gonna talk a bunch and Mika's just gonna be like, so, what am I supposed to do here? Like, it's kind of a weird dynamic here. I just can't see them having that good interactions, if you feel me. We got Kaveh. My boy, my new favorite character. He's my best boy. I love this man. Yes, they're at it again. Wait, the boys are at it again. I just realized. So just like the road trip tier list, Kaveh and Ito are paired together again. And I'm still going by this canon that these two are the boys. Like, they're best buds, okay? So, Ito on his own definitely seems like the type to get lost, but since he's paired with Kaveh... Oh, wait. wait a sec. Would Kaveh also get lost? I kind of think he might, yeah. Even though I love the man, I mean, I love Ito too, I'm probably gonna have to put them in Get Lost, because Kaveh, besides for Benny, where's Benny? Oh, Benny, we haven't done Benny yet. But aside from Benny, he's probably the most unlucky character in the game. Like, maybe he sees some injured animal in the forest, and he goes to help it, and Ito's like, hey, where you going, bro? And then they just both like stumble around and get lost very quickly. But if they weren't lost, I would probably put them in the sociable duo. Yeah, because they're both very like built, like they have a good physical strength stat. And yes, even Kaveh, I feel like since he's been through so much, his physicality is probably pretty good. But I still think they're gonna get lost, yeah. We got Chi-Chi. Who's she gonna be with? Ayato kind of gives me similar vibes to Daddy Baiju. Like, doesn't he? Okay. Anyway, Ayato and Chi-Chi as a duo. This is gonna be very... Actually, not awkward, no. Because Chi-Chi, even though she's kind of weird, she's not nervous about talking, and Ayato's a very accepting man, so I think he'd accept Chi-Chi really quickly. In terms of hiking, I think Ayato would be pretty well prepared. Yeah. He seems like the type who's packing the lunches for him and his new daughter to go on this nice little hiking trip. And in terms of stamina, I don't think either of them is going to have any issue. I mean, Chi-Chi's a freaking zombie. Meanwhile, as Ayato maybe suffers a bit because he's always in like his office negotiating and doing stuff like that. But I don't think it's going to be that much of a hindrance. You know what? I think this is going to be a really wholesome duo. I think they're going to be calm and composed. Yeah, but this is kind of a wholesome dynamic. I think they'd have a nice little trip. Yeah. Plain Jean. Who's she going to be with? Ooh, okay. I think we have a bit of a powerhouse duo here. Yeah. So Jean and Aloy. Now Aloy, I think is going to be at least a top 5 hiker, up there with Dea and a lot of the greats. And Jean is in the Knights of Favonius and is kind of like a mom to Klee. So she definitely strikes me as the girl who's going to be super well prepared. In terms of conversations, I think they would both be pretty quiet. Like they might have a 5-minute talk every hour, but besides for that, it's just going to be a relaxing like walk to the summit. With all of that said, I'm just going to put them in the perfect hiking duo. Yeah. I just realized I misspelled Madam Ping. Whoopsie daisies. But someone's gonna need to take care of her on her way to the top because she's old. Oh, wait, that's so wholesome. Oh my God, that's adorable. Okay, so Razor and Madam Ping. That is so precious, guys. I love it. So Razor just gives me that vibe that he's the guy who takes care of senior citizens. And this is like, it's perfect. I think Razor's gonna be the directions king while also being really patient with Madam Ping. Oh my God. This is my favorite. I actually adore this so much. With all that said, I think even though Madam Ping's gonna need a break very often, she's still probably gonna be really well prepared. She's probably gonna have so many supplies, and she gives her little grandson a bunch of cookies and snacks. Wait, I love this. This is my favorite. With that said, where should we put them? You know what? I don't care. I'm putting a row at the literal top of this entire tier list. It's perfect. I just want to put them at the top because I love the dynamics so much. It's so precious, guys. Xing Cho. Wait, Chung Yun's still on the list. Wait, Chung Yun and Zheng Ling are both still here. Maybe he gets paired with one of his friends. Yes, yes. Oh, no. Unfortunately, we're in a scenario where whoever's paired with Benny is probably gonna get lost. Let's skip that for now. In terms of how these two would interact, these two strike me as people who would be really good friends. Yeah, because they're both very sociable. They're both kind of high moral value like people. I get that vibe from both of them. In terms of their physical strengths, Benny's an adventurer and Xing Cho, I think would probably have a pretty good physical stat. Yeah. Now let's get to the elephant in the room, the directions. Now Benny will probably have everything laid out, and when he opens the map, as they're halfway through the hike, he just realizes, this isn't the map I thought it was. Like, you know that meme from SpongeBob? Where Patrick and SpongeBob find the fake map? I'm getting that vibe right now so much. But either way, very specific reference, but these two are unfortunately gonna get lost. Yes. Finally! I've been waiting for this man! Wait, did I misspell his name? I feel like I misspelled his name. Anyway, Dane's Leaf. Very interesting. So we have Dainsliff and Chung Yun. Now, this is a little weird, but I think in terms of how they would get along, Dainsleif seems like the type of guy who likes people who are very decisive and to the point. I don't think Chung Yun is super like to the point, but either way, I don't think it's gonna be like an arguing situation. I just think it might be a little bit awkward at certain points. But that aside, in terms of how their hike would go, pretty good, I think. I think they both probably have some good stamina built up. Chung Yun's always running around after those little spirits, those demons. And Dainsleif has been through so much, like, you know, he has a good physical stat. It's not a bad duo, but I still think it's gonna be an awkward duo. I just can't see these guys really interacting in a good way. Like, it'd be kind of awkward, just simple.
Next pair.
So we have Kaya. He's gonna be pretty good because he's part of the Knights. But who's he gonna be with? Okay, this, I have such a vivid fantasy on how this is gonna go down. Now here's the thing. Kaya looks like a bit of a sketchy man, so I feel like Yanfei isn't really gonna trust him, and she probably feels like he's committed a lot of crimes. Even though he hasn't. Like, I'm kind of starting to respect Kaya a little bit more, probably from all the comments you guys keep leaving me. Aside from the maybe occasional Yanfei sussing him out, I think they would probably be a pretty good duo. Yeah, because Yanfei has some of that Adeptus blood, so I feel like she has a lot of stamina. Kaya's part of the Knights, so he'd probably have a good, like, layout of the trail. He'd probably have a map and everything. Yeah, this is a good duo. I'm just gonna put them in sociable though, because I think they would be talking like crazy, and after a while, Yanfei would warm up to him, and they'd become friends. Yeah, I think it's a good duo. So the last group is gonna be a group of 3, because there's 5 characters left. Yes. Hu Tao, let's go. Oh my god, this is so weird. Okay. So Hu Tao and Ganyu. Now, yes, they're both from Liyue, but they have such the opposite vibe. You have the calm, sleepy one and the most chaotic, energetic one. But I don't think it's gonna be awkward, no. Because it's not like Ganyu's shy. She's a sociable person. It's just she doesn't talk that much. Aside from that, in terms of hiking, I think Ganyu's definitely the type to be like the mapper. Like, she'll have the map and the layout like memorized because she's a crazy workaholic. And Hu Tao's just like skipping along the trail, having a good time. Weirdly enough, these two kind of give me sister vibes, even though they're the complete opposite, and one of them's like an Adeptus kind of, but whatever. Are they perfect? I don't think they're quite perfect. I'm gonna put them in sociable, because even though Ganyu's not the most talkative person, the fact that Hu Tao is probably talking like crazy would just make Ganyu kind of have to throw herself in conversation. So we're gonna put them in the sociable duo. Yeah. And we have our final pair, Goro, Ayaka, and Zhang Ling. So this is kind of a all-arounder kind of group, because I can picture all of them doing a different thing. Like, Goro 100% strikes me as the guy who's the map guy. Like, he has the map, he knows where to go, he's in charge of directions. Then we have Zhang Ling, who's gonna bring all of the food, all of the picnic baskets ready for the trip. And finally, we have Ayaka, who's, I mean, she's just a wholesome cinnamon bun. Like, Goro and Zhang Ling are perfect on their own, but Ayaka's just that, like, really nice, chill friend that you invite on the trip, just to get her out of the house. This is a very simple last one to have. None of them are really suffering in the physical department either. I'm just gonna put them in the perfect hiking trio, because there's 3 of them. But yeah, we're gonna leave it like that. All right, guys, that was the hiking tier list. I literally recorded this at work, so if I seem kind of distracted at certain points, it's because I am. But I still had a lot of fun making it. It was a cool time. And yeah, I have to go now, so take care, guys, and have a good one.
Thanks for watching. Please sub. Bye.